Genesis of the gods, the creation myth of ancient Egypt. The beginnings, the primordial waters of Nun. In the timeless expanse before creation, there was only the infinite ocean of darkness, called Nun. This formless, chaotic sea existed beyond the realm of time, without beginning or end, embodying the potential for all existence. It was from these primordial waters that the cosmos would eventually be born. Nun was more than just water. It was a chaotic force, representing the uncreated and the infinite void that contained all possibilities. It was an undifferentiated abyss, both nourishing and perilous. Nun's vast expanse was not empty, for it held within it the seeds of creation, the dormant essence of everything that was yet to come. Some traditions also mention the presence of a hidden serpent-like being, Apep Apophis, embodying chaos and darkness, lurking in the depths of Nun. This presence foreshadowed the perpetual struggle between order and chaos that would define the universe. The first emergence. Adam, the self-created. In this boundless void, a moment of profound transformation occurred. The first stirrings of creation began as a small radiant spark. From the depths of Nun, a god emerged, self-created and self-sustaining. This god was Adam, the complete one, also called the Lord to the Limit. Adam stood upon the Benben, a primordial hill that rose out of the waters, symbolizing stability amidst the chaos. This mound was a precursor to all land and represented the first act of creation. Atum was a god of duality, embodying both male and female principles. His existence was a union of opposites, containing within himself all the elements of life and creation. He was alone in the universe, a solitary deity in the vast emptiness. According to some accounts, Adam created himself through an act of sheer will, reflecting the Egyptian belief in the power of the spoken word and divine intent. He was both the beginning and the end, representing the totality of E. The search for Shu and Tefnut, the Eye of Ra. After their creation, Shu and Tefnut ventured into the dark waters of Nun, exploring the unknown. Adam, anxious about their absence, sent his divine eye to find them. The eye, also known as the Eye of Ra, was a powerful and independent force, representing his vigilant watchfulness and the creative power of his sight. The eye journeyed through the chaotic waters, illuminating the darkness and searching for the lost deities. When Shu and Tefnut finally returned, Adam's joy was so great that he wept. His tears fell upon the earth, and where they touched the ground, human beings were born. This act symbolized the intimate connection between the divine and humanity, emphasizing that people were created from the very essence of the gods, Geb and Nut, the earth and sky. Shu and Tefnut united and gave birth to two more deities, Geb, the god of the earth, and Nut, the goddess of the sky. Geb and Nut were deeply in love and locked in a tight embrace, their union preventing the development of life between them. Concerned that this closeness would hinder the further growth of creation, Adam commanded Shu to separate them. Shu, with great effort, lifted Nut high above Geb, creating the space that would become the heavens and the earth. Nut stretched across the sky, her body adorned with stars, while Geb lay below, his body forming the land, with mountains, valleys, and fertile soil. This separation marked the final act in the formation of the ordered universe. Nut swallowed the sun each evening and gave birth to it each dawn, establishing the cycle of day and night. The separation of Geb and Nut also introduced the cycle of time, with Nut representing the day and night as she gave birth to the sun god, Ra, each morning. Geb, as the earth, supported all life, while Nut's nightly swallowing and morning birthing of the sun symbolized the constant renewal of creation, the Ennead of Heliopolis, the divine family. The first 9 gods, Adam, Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys formed the Ennead of Heliopolis, one of the most important groupings of deities in Egyptian mythology. They represented the foundational elements of the world and the forces that governed it. The Ennead was not only a family but a cosmic framework, embodying the principles of life, death, and regeneration. Add body text. Each god had a specific role within this cosmic order. Osiris became the lord of the underworld and the god of resurrection, symbolizing the eternal cycle of death and rebirth. Isis, his devoted wife, was a goddess of magic, motherhood, and healing. Their story of love, betrayal, and resurrection became central to Egyptian religion and provided a model for the afterlife. The tragedy of Osiris, death and rebirth. Osiris, as the god of fertility and king of the earth, brought civilization and agriculture to humanity. Under his rule, the world flourished, and people learned to cultivate the land and live in harmony. However, his brother Set, the god of chaos, storm, and the desert, grew jealous of Osiris's success and sought to overthrow him. Set devised a cunning plan and trapped Osiris inside a beautifully crafted chest, which he then sealed and cast into the Nile. Osiris's body drifted down the river and eventually became lodged in a tamarisk tree. Heartbroken, Isis searched tirelessly for her husband, using her magic and wisdom to find his body. When she finally discovered Osiris, she resurrected him temporarily through her powerful magic, and together they conceived a son, Horus. But Set, upon discovering Osiris's return, dismembered his body into 14 pieces and scattered them across Egypt. Isis, with the help of her sister Nephthys and other deities like Anubis, gathered the pieces of Osiris's body and reassembled him. Add body text. Battle was fierce and prolonged, with each side gaining and losing ground. In one version of the myth, Set gouged out Horus's eye, but the eye was later restored by the god Thoth, representing healing and restoration. This eye, known as the Eye of Horus or Wadjet, became a powerful symbol of protection, royal power, and good health. Eventually, the gods intervened and held a divine tribunal to settle the dispute. After many trials and deliberations, Horus was declared the rightful heir to Osiris and the legitimate king of Egypt. Set was defeated, but not destroyed. He was given a role in the cosmic order as the god of storms and the desert, representing the necessary chaotic forces that oppose but do not overcome the harmony of creation. Add body text, role of Ra and the solar cycle. While the Ennead of Heliopolis and the family of Osiris played central roles in the creation and governance of the universe, the god Ra was another pivotal figure in Egyptian cosmology. Ra, the sun god, was considered the supreme deity in many Egyptian traditions. He was associated with the midday sun and the life-giving force of sunlight. Ra's journey across the sky in his solar bark was a daily cycle of life, death, and rebirth. During the day, he traveled from east to west, bringing light and warmth to the world. At night, he descended into the underworld, where he confronted the forces of chaos, most notably the serpent Apophis. Each night, Ra battled Apophis, and his victory ensured the dawn of a new day. Add body text. Ra's journey symbolized the cycle of the sun and the eternal renewal of life. His role in the creation myth varied in different traditions. In some versions, Ra himself emerged from the primordial waters of Nun, and it was his will and light that shaped the universe. He was also closely linked with other creator gods, such as Atum and Ptah, in the multifaceted and interconnected tapestry of Egyptian mythology. Alternative creation myths, the Memphite theology. Different regions of Egypt had their own versions of the creation story, reflecting local deities and theological perspectives. In Memphis, the god Ptah was venerated as the supreme creator. According to the Memphite theology, Ptah created the world through the power of his heart and tongue, symbolizing thought and speech. Add body text. Ptah envisioned the world in his heart and brought it into existence by speaking the words of creation. This theology emphasized the role of intellectual and artistic creativity in the act of creation. Ptah's creative power was seen as the source of all life, and his temple in Memphis was considered the center of the universe. The Ogdoad of Hermopolis, the primordial forces. In Hermopolis, another version of the creation myth emphasized a group of 8 primordial deities known as the Ogdoad. These gods and goddesses represented the fundamental elements of the universe before creation. They were paired into 4 male and female couples, each embodying an aspect of the primordial chaos. Add body Texnon and Nonnet, representing the primordial waters, Hay and Howit, symbolizing infinite space, Kuk and Kaukit, embodying darkness, Amun and Amonit, representing the hidden or the unseen. The Ogdoad existed in the chaotic waters until a cosmic egg emerged, from which the sun god, often identified as Ra or Adam, was born. This egg, floating on the waters of Nun, hatched the divine light that brought order to the cosmos. The enduring legacy of Egyptian creation myths. Egyptian creation myths were not just religious stories. They were integral to the culture's understanding of the universe and humanity's place within it. They provided a framework for the Egyptians to interpret the natural world, the cycles of the Nile, and the passage of life and death. These myths were reflected in their architecture, with temples and pyramids symbolizing the primordial mound, and in their rituals, which sought to maintain Mat, divine order and balance of the universe. Add body text. Creation stories also served to legitimize the authority of the pharaohs, who were seen as the earthly embodiments of Horus and the maintainers of cosmic order. The rituals associated with kingship and the state were designed to reinforce the connection between the divine and the human realms, ensuring the continued prosperity and stability of the nation. Over time, as different dynasties rose and fell, and as foreign influences permeated Egyptian society, these myths evolved and merged with other religious beliefs. Yet, the core themes of creation from chaos, the struggle between order and disorder, and the cyclical nature of life remain central to the Egyptian worldview. The legacy of these myths extends beyond ancient Egypt, influencing later cultures and religions. The symbolism of resurrection, divine kingship, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness found echoes in Greek and Roman mythology, as well as in later Abrahamic traditions. Add body text in the end. The creation myths of ancient Egypt offer a profound insight into how the Egyptians saw their world, a place of wonder, divinely ordered yet always under threat from the forces of chaos. These stories remind us of the timeless human quest to understand the origins of existence and our place within the cosmic tapestry.